The Duggar family has long been a household name, thanks to their reality TV show 19 Kids and Counting, which chronicled the lives of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar as they raised their 19 children. The show, which aired from 2008 to 2016, was both fascinating and controversial, offering an inside look at one of America's most famous large families. However, in recent years, the Duggar name has become more associated with scandal than wholesome family values, particularly due to revelations surrounding Josh Duggar's past misconduct. Despite this, some members of the Duggar clan have continued to build their own lives away from the spotlight, striving for normalcy and privacy. One such individual is Jed Duggar, the eldest son of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. Now married to his wife, Kelsey Duggar, née Brown, Jed has been gradually stepping out from under the shadow of his family's public struggles. In a rare interview, Jed and Kelsey opened up about their life together, their hopes for the future, and their desire to start a family of their own, one that may soon include more children than many would expect. Since marrying in 2015, Jed and Kelsey have largely stayed out of the public eye, choosing instead to focus on building a stable and loving home. Unlike some of their siblings who remained in Arkansas or pursued careers tied to the family brand, Jed and Kelsey relocated to Texas, where they've worked hard to establish a life independent of the Duggar legacy. Their decision to move away wasn't just about escaping media scrutiny, it was also about forging their own identity, separate from the controversies that have plagued the family in recent years. In the interview, Kelsey spoke candidly about how difficult it has been to navigate life under the weight of public perception. "People have opinions about us based on things we didn't even experience firsthand," she said. "We're not trying to live someone else's story, we're writing our own." Jed echoed her sentiments, emphasizing the importance of creating a healthy foundation for their marriage before expanding their family. "We wanted to make sure we were solid as a couple before bringing kids into the picture," he explained. "There's enough pressure in the world without adding unnecessary stress from unresolved issues." Now that they feel more settled in their relationship, Jed and Kelsey are ready to take the next step growing their family. While they haven't set a specific number for how many children they hope to have, they both agree that they're open to having several. "We love the idea of a big family," Kelsey shared. "There's something special about raising kids together, watching them grow up and form bonds with each other." Their approach to parenting will be different from what Jed experienced growing up. While the Duggar upbringing emphasized strict rules, homeschooling, and a strong religious foundation, Jed and Kelsey plan to raise their children with more flexibility and individual freedom. "I think structure is important, but I also believe every child is unique," Jed said. "We want to give our kids room to explore who they are without feeling like they have to fit into a mold." Kelsey added, "We'll definitely instill strong values in them, but we also want them to feel like they can come to us with anything. Communication is key for us." When asked if they ever considered how many children they might eventually have, Kelsey laughed and admitted that they had discussed the possibility of surpassing the Duggar family record. "It sounds crazy, I know," she said, "but why not? If God blesses us with more kids, we'll welcome them with open arms." Jed chimed in, "My parents always believed that every child is a gift. We share that belief, so if we end up with 20 kids, so be it." While it's clear that Jed and Kelsey admire certain aspects of the way they were raised, particularly the emphasis on faith, hard work, and togetherness, they're also determined to learn from the mistakes and challenges of the past. They acknowledge that being part of such a large family came with its own set of difficulties, especially when it came to individual attention and personal boundaries. "We don't want our kids to feel lost in the crowd," Kelsey said. "That's why we're going to make sure each one feels seen and heard." Commitment to their faith. Like the rest of the Duggar family, they identify as conservative Christians, and they plan to raise their children within that framework. However, they're also aware of the criticism that comes with that label, especially in today's cultural climate. "We know people might not understand our choices," Kelsey said. "But our faith isn't about impressing others. It's about living according to what we believe is right. Jed added, "Our goal isn't to replicate exactly what my parents did. It's to honor the principles we were taught, while adapting them to fit our own family dynamic." They also expressed a desire to teach their children about compassion, service, and humility. "We want them to grow up knowing that life isn't all about them," Kelsey said. "We hope to instill in them a sense of responsibility toward others." Despite their efforts to live a quiet life, Jed and Kelsey are still occasionally thrust into the spotlight, often due to events involving other members of the Duggar family. Most notably, the release of investigative reports and documentaries about Josh Duggar's past have reignited public interest in the entire family. "It's frustrating," Jed admitted. "Sometimes it feels like no matter how far we go, we're always connected to something that happened years ago." Kelsey agreed, noting that it's been especially hard for their extended family members who have nothing to do with the original show. "There are cousins and in-laws who get recognized just because of their last name. That's not fair to them." Still, they remain hopeful that over time, people will begin to see them for who they truly are, not as extensions of a controversial reality TV family, but as individuals making their own choices and building their own futures. As Jed and Kelsey prepare for parenthood, they're taking things one day at a time. They've already begun discussing practical matters like finances, space, and education, knowing that raising multiple children requires careful planning. "We're not naive," Kelsey said with a smile. "We know it won't be easy, but we also know it'll be worth it." Jed added, "We're excited to start this new chapter. Whether it ends up being 5 kids or 15, we're ready for whatever comes next." Their openness to a large family has drawn comparisons to their parents, but Jed and Kelsey insist that their motivations are rooted in love rather than obligation. "We're not doing this to prove a point or follow any kind of blueprint," Kelsey clarified. "We're doing it because we genuinely want to experience life as a big, happy family." In many ways, Jed and Kelsey represent a new generation of Duggars, one that is learning from the past while charting its own course. Their journey reflects the broader struggle of young adults trying to define themselves in the face of inherited expectations and public scrutiny. By choosing to build a life grounded in faith, love, and mutual respect, they're proving that it's possible to honor tradition without being bound by it. And as they prepare to welcome their first child, they're embracing the unknown with optimism and courage. Whether they end up breaking the Duggar family record or not remains to be seen. What's certain, however, is that Jed and Kelsey are committed to creating a family that reflects their values, their choices, and their love for one another. And in a world full of uncertainty, that might just be the most powerful statement of all.